What's up, mob? Hey, how we doing? Can everybody see me and hear me all right? Has anyone seen art? I don't know what that means, but what's up? Carmine Quattramani, Carl Dog, what's happening? Swamp Picker, what up, my brother? Crop, Withdrawal Moto, what up? Cooksy Mob. Paris Rutherford, what's happening? Cam Andrews, what's happening? Dark lighting. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Stupid camera. Let me grab one more light, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I grabbed another light, guys. All right, so we got Arlington this weekend. I love Arlington. That stadium's so fun. That dirt that they brought in a couple years ago gets a little bit soft, but I still really like it. Let's start with the 450s. So we got Ty Masterpool coming back. I'm so stoked to see how Ty does, but my expectations aren't very high. I don't know what to expect out of Ty. He's never been really good at Supercross. The expectations after outdoors, they're almost unreal. And then you come in at the 7th round after these guys have gotten up to race pace. It's not going to be easy for him. If he gets in the main event, I'm stoked on Ty Masterpool. So we'll leave it at that. And then hopefully at Daytona, he can find his groove and see where he's at after that. Okay, I'm going to go with the top 10 in the 450 because there's so many good riders. It's ridiculous. Ty is a badass, and I couldn't even imagine. Well, let me just tell you the top 10 and why it's going to be so hard to break into that top 10. Malcolm Stewart has been going really good. He's had a lot of crashes. He needs to put it together. And what's magnifying it on Malcolm is the fact that his teammate has been horrendous. So nobody's doing good. So it puts a lot of pressure on Malcolm and that team. So I got Malcolm coming in at 10th. I got Hunter Lawrence backing up his really good ride in Arizona and getting a 9th. I've got Dylan Ferrandis continuing his, gosh, he's doing really good on that Phoenix Honda. They're a solid team, and they're happy over there. And I'll be honest with you, when I went there to Anaheim after the first practice session, I went down in the pits and there were a lot of sad faces because he wasn't good. So yeah, but he's doing good, and I think I've got him at 8th, and I would not be shocked to see him higher. Problem is like, I mean, I can't really put him ahead of Aaron Plessinger, who I have 7th, and Plessinger has won a race. So yeah, and then I've got Eli Tomac. I think he's going to do really well. I like it. Power rankings. Thanks, Muppet. How you doing, my brother? How's things down in Australia? But yeah, Tomac, guys. I don't know. At this point, I'm just settling for Tomac where he's at. I'm cool with Tomac just riding around, staying healthy. Do this as long as you can make money and as long as you enjoy it. It's a treat to have Tomac around. So that's where I'll leave it with him. Jason Anderson. Oh, man. I mean, you could flip-flop any of these guys. And when I say these picks, it's razor thin at the top. Any mistake could change anything. So I've got Jason Anderson in 5th. He's typically really good in Texas. That dirt in Dallas, he likes it. He tends to make a lot of mistakes, but he's always fast. Chase Sexton, the merchant of speed. Do I have to stop calling him now that he's not very fast? I shouldn't say that. He's not the fastest guy. Maybe now Jet Lawrence is the merchant of speed. I don't know. But I got Chase just getting off the podium. It's just not his year. he had that injury to his hand, so it's not like he got to do a whole bunch of practicing in the break. So I don't know. I just don't. This is just an off year for Chase Sexton. He's just got to get through the year. Maybe we'll see him at outdoors or maybe in super motocross, but it's just not happening this Supercross season. But if I'm him and the team, my goal would be to fight back, screw the championship, stop worrying about championship, go out there and win races and let everything else kind of work its way through. That's what I would do if I were on KTM or if I was anywhere around Chase Sexton. I would say stop measuring against Jet, weighing everything, and just go for wins, period. That's it. And just see what happens. So I got Chase in fourth. Just trying to get RM fantasy points or waiting for gate drop. Yeah, both. Ken Roxon, podium. I thought about putting him for the win, but then I saw his Instagram where he was wearing the onesie, and I'm like, I can't pick anyone to win the race that wears a onesie. Come on. Are you kidding me? Drop the onesie idea, Fox. Let it go. Whoever's idea that was, it was not good. It's just it's a bad look. It's a bad outfit. You already had one dude's nuts hanging out. Like, stop with the bad ideas, Fox. Go back the other direction. Let's see. Cooper Webb. Cooper Webb is coming to Texas to win this race. Do not be surprised if Cooper Webb jumps in and gets physical with Jet Lawrence. He is going to go after him. So Cooper Webb is going there to win. I don't think he has enough for the talented kid. Jet Lawrence is my number one pick. And for the Rocky Mountain fantasy players, 13th place is going to be tough. But I'm going to go with Vince Friese. The MCR Honda team is putting Mumford, Oldenburg, and Friese in the 450 class there. And that's going to be fun. And there's 3 spots that privateers are going to be battling for in those main events. So, like I said, making the main event is not going to be an easy thing. Let's see, look like a ferry on 450. It looks ridiculous. And we're not talking about Tim Ferry. We're talking about the other kind. Now to the 250 class, my favorite class, the Deegan class. So 5th place, this gentleman could easily get on the podium. But until I see it happen with the Triumph, I got to go with Jalek Swoll in 5th place. That's where I put him right now. I feel like Faulkner, he got it, he won, but I don't know that he's going to repeat that. He's going to have to repeat that a few times for me to really get on board with him. He might, but I've got him. I think he's going to make some sort of a small mistake, bad start. I got Faulkner in 4th place. I've got Balls Out McAdoo in 3rd because he's just good and he's going to get up there and battle. Max Anstey is really fast, and I've got him in 2nd. And, of course, Hayden Deegan, 1st place. And it's crazy the guys that I left off of this, that's just the top 5. We've still got Dax Bennick, Seth Hammaker, Evan Ferry. I mean, there's a lot of really good riders. But you know one we don't see? That knucklehead who fought to get out of his Club MX contract. And this makes this idea that he went over to Star for Enzo Lopes even dumber. So you're not even healthy. You're not going to be healthy all the way through, but you're going to fight legally to get out of a contract from a team that supported you when you were injured to go for a team that historically, when you get hurt, that supported you when you were injured, to go for a team that historically, when you get hurt, they cut you. Great move, Enzo. Way to go. Yeah. So I honestly don't know what to make of him in that whole deal. It's bad. I wanted him to do good. I wanted to see how Enzo could do on that Star Yamaha, but I don't see it. So I guess the question I asked earlier in the week, Deegan or Dax, obviously I'm going with Deegan, but man, Dax is awesome. Him, Chance Hymas, another rookie who's really good. Those guys are going to be, but I mean, listen to the names. Deegan, Anstey, McAdoo, Faulkner, Swoll. That's just top 5. And then all these other guys are like, this is a stacked East Coast if I've ever seen one. So, but the first turn is going to take out a lot of guys. It's another one of those 90 degrees with the halfway. They don't have it the lengthwise. They have it widthwise on a football stadium. That's a very short start to get 22 guys into a first turn. and then just hang a sharp left. One guy makes a mistake, and let's see, one guy makes a mistake, and obviously it takes out almost everybody. Do I know if Evgeny Bobarchev is racing? I don't know. He got screwed. You guys remember that when Davey Coombs took the high road and said, hey, he's in a country that's in a war, so we can't have him because he had a Russian FIM license, but he actually lived in the Netherlands and his wife is half Ukrainian, but we're going to ban him anyway because that's what we do because we're woke. Thanks, Davey Coombs, jackass. Shout out Taxachusetts. Oh, man. Yeah, taxes. Don't get me going on taxes, guys. Taxes are ridiculous. You pay income tax. You pay sales tax. You pay property tax. Oh, boy. They get you on everything. And then if you have a business, good luck. You better have over a 50% profit margin if you want to make any sort of small business work. So, sorry, you got me going with the tax thing. I'm not a huge fan of our tax system. I think it should be a set rate and just set even the way it is. So, let's see, Willie, you think Hunter gets a top 10? I do too. I 100% think he is. I have him in 9th place. I really think he can build off of that result. He's better than he's shown. Coach Rob last year, we had a debate. I still think he was off his rocker, but Coach Rob thought Hunter would be better than Jet on a 450. Now, while that's off the rocker a little bit, I think it's totally legit. I see Hunter getting into that podium mix. I see him being right there with Anderson and Plessinger and Tomac. I see him getting into that mix. My question to you guys is, can Christian Craig get a top 10? He needs it worse than anyone, probably in the history of factory rides. I can never think of anyone in worse of a situation than that. Think about this, guys. Malcolm Stewart has already gotten the top 10. Shane McElrath has got a top 10. Jorge Prado has had a top 10. Hunter has had a top 10. And Dean Wilson has had a top 10. You know who hasn't had a top 10? Christian Craig. That's not acceptable when you're on a factory bike. Even if it's not working right, you should be able to at least in 6 rounds, if you're somewhat healthy, get into the top 10. I mean, Wilson got one. Let's see. Josh Hellstorm, you think Masterpool will get a top 10 before Craig? You know what? You're probably right. If Craig doesn't get it this weekend, because I could easily see Ty Masterpool in Daytona getting, a top 10. Oh, and hey, guys, so those of you guys that are going to Daytona, Chris from Strapped, and I had it wrong. So I thought the barbecue initially was Sunday. I looked on the website, cooksymob.com. It was listed as Monday, so I changed it to Monday. That is incorrect. It is Sunday. So if you want to come barbecue with us at the Cooksy Cookout, that's Sunday after Daytona Supercross. I would love to see you guys there. We'll have a good time. We'll bench race. We'll eat some food, have some drinks. It'll be pretty cool. So I hope to see as many of you guys there as you can. But hey, Carl Weasel. Anyway, you're talking about the Husky bike and saying it sucks. It can't suck that bad. Look at the guys doing Chase is doing okay on it. Let's see who else is doing pretty good on it. Plessinger's winning on it. It couldn't be that bad. While it might not be, yeah, I left out about 50 taxes. I know. Don't get me going on that. But yeah, with that said, even if the bike's not good, you should be able to beat some of these guys. Like Suzuki's not that good, and Roxon's doing fine. McElrath got up there. Jorge Prado got a podium, so you can't necessarily blame the bike. That's rough. That's a hard thing to do. I wish they put RJ Hampshire on the bike. I want to see RJ on that bike. I want to see what he can do on a 450. I truly think he fits. So, g'day, Cooksy. Dicko from Aussie. Jet and Hunter are doing it for Australia, but it was great to see Kickstart Kenny win the last one. Jen Randall, thank you. Thanks for checking in from Australia. Yeah, they're totally getting it done. Hunter would like to be getting it done a little bit better. Jet has had his ups and downs, and we talked about that on. If you guys haven't done it yet, go on Instagram and go to Inside the Rut with Kenny Watson. And we did a podcast on Inside the Rut last week. It was really fun. I had a great time talking with Kenny. Him and Ricky Carmichael have been business partners and friends. And I explained where I come from on the Ricky stuff and why I think the way I think about Ricky. And I was looking for Kenny to defend him, and Kenny was speechless. He was like, "You know what? I think you might be right." So if you guys want to hear that, it's a really good listen. Him and Greg are great co-hosts. Great team. His co-host Greg is awesome. But yeah, check out Inside the Rut with Kenny Watson over on the Whiskey Throttle Network. It's a lot of fun, man. I do enjoy those guys, and Kenny's a badass. So. All right, guys, if I don't see any more questions pop up, that's all I had for you. I wish they changed that first turn, but maybe, and like I said, when I was mad about the dog legs, Dirtworks did a really good job at minimizing the bend. Maybe they can figure out something on that first turn. Maybe they can tilt it. I hope they can figure something out when they're there. So like I said, I don't have a ton of confidence in these guys sketching these things out, but the Dirtworks crew, when they build them, they're amazing at making a shitty design work. So good on those guys. But all right, guys, let's see. It's Craig's elbow injury that's required prosthetic repair that's definitely bothering him. Man, I know he's got some issues and there's injuries, and yeah, I understand that. It sucks. It's just bummer. It's just bummy. It's just bummer. I sound like Ricky. By the way, when I make fun of Ricky, I'm not making fun of the stumbling of the words. My whole problem with him is the lack of authenticity and the lack of willing to share his authentic opinion, his unwillingness to make anyone mad. He's so apologetic in what he says, and you know damn well that's not how he's at like in his real life. Matthew V from Hawaii, what's happening? Let's see. Scott Williamson, I get tired of hearing hey, that's something we all do. I work on that myself, and I say and I say so, and there's all these words that we use when we're thinking. But I'll tell you what, if I was the guy on the broadcast, I'd have a speech therapist. I would be working on it a little bit more. I work on it now by myself, and yes, sometimes I practice in the mirror to make sure, or I'll watch a video, and if I had too many ums, ahs, or so's, then I'll reshoot it because it sucks. It's not good. See, there's another one. Backyard Bouchard. I think it's a jump. I'm Ricky Carmichael. Oh, good times, guys. Good times, guys. Let's see. Are you coming to the Philadelphia race? I am not coming to the Philadelphia. My next plan is Daytona with the Cooksey Cookout. And then after that, I'm not sure. Oh, big news, guys. Big news. Super Motocross Final. One of the three races will be in Las Vegas at the drag strip. Yes, the drag strip. So watch for that, guys. If you want to come to Vegas in the fall for one of the Super Motocross, I'm going to do some stuff. Obviously, I won't have press passes, but I will be out there at the Super Motocross race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I have a source pretty close to the raceway out there, and it wasn't supposed to be out yet, but it's out. They're coming, and it's at the drag strip. So awesome, guys. I will catch you guys later. And if anything super exciting happens, I will be back with a live stream tomorrow. If not, look for the video on Sunday. And if you guys get bored and you want something to listen to, go check out Inside the Rut. Hold on. Wait, one question. I see Jed. I'll answer you. Do you think Deegan will jump to a 450 next year? Absolutely not. He's at least two years away. So if he wins the Supercross title this year, he gets 1 year to defend, and then he has to go up. If he doesn't win the Supercross title, then we're looking at a 3-year plan. So I would say it's a 2 or a 3-year plan before we see Hayden Deegan in the 450 class. No rush. Sound like Ricky? Yeah. Is it really reasonable for Daniel? Is Ricky really responsible for Daniel leaving the booth? Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to just say, go to Inside the Rut. I talked about how Ricky went behind Daniel's back to executives with his gigantic resume. Does he have the actual power to make the decision? No. But you guys know how inside politics work. If you've got somebody who's the boss's, brown noser, and he gets in their ear, yes, he absolutely did. Absolutely did. So, all right, guys, I will catch you later. I got to stop before I start railing on uh, Carmichael and pissing everyone off. So, all right, see you guys later. Oh, hold on. I just saw Matthew V. Cooksey, I'm intrigued on how you heard the rumor of Emmett getting clipped because of something involving Juliana Daniel. Um, yeah, I'm not going to say that. I can't say that. Too close to a source, my man. Sorry. Catch you later.